time again. Welcome to HSN Gets Crafty with yours truly, Suzanne Runyon. How are all my crafting cuties? I must say I'm a little pooped. They have been working me hard. You've probably seen me more than any other host at HSN lately on television. But it is my favorite time of the week when we get together on our Tuesday nights. And I want to welcome all our crafting cuties and hi to everybody who's new, both on Facebook, and I want to say hi to all the YouTubers who join us because we're actually live on both. So let me kind of explain what happens in the show, especially if you're brand new. Number one, if you're going to comment, please let me know you're a first timer. Evelyn and DeWitt are both in the house tonight. Evelyn will be monitoring YouTube for me because unfortunately I cannot see your comments. I can see the Facebook comments. Number two, this is all about being really creative and having a great time. And it is very different than what we do on the air. On the air, I personally get frustrated because we have to go through our craft stuff so fast. We don't have time to dig deep. What we do in our Tuesday night show is we take our time, believe it or not. I know I still talk too fast. But the cool thing is you're going to see me work and the artist who joined me work at the same time. And every kit that's on tonight has not been on the air. Like most of the time, virtually every week, we do exclusive kits just for this show. I will tell you on the first kit last night, or I guess today they did it, Evelyn, we did a price drop on it. And I'm really excited because it's very different than what we normally do on our Tuesday nights. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to introduce you to a line that's been around since, wait a minute, I got to look, because they have the whole history in this cool little book, 1887. So we're going to talk about a company that's been around since 1887. Isn't that cool? Oh, I'm sorry. My husband's calling me. Oh, that's inconvenient, Craig. Even my husband doesn't know what I'm doing on a Tuesday night. I'm always here, for gosh sakes. Our crafty group. Okay, let me just mention that. Oh, that's so nice. All right, so we have HSN Gets Crafty with Suzanne, and there's a Facebook group, which is actually an offshoot from what we've been doing on Tuesday night now for a couple years. I'm proud to announce we're at 9,100 members. That's so huge. So, yeah, and what that's all about is I get to see what you're doing and everybody shares and I get so inspired by what you post. And so please, if you haven't posted, do so. We had a new gal post the other day and she had like 10 pictures. She does a variety of crafts and I love that. It doesn't always have to be scrapbooking or paper crafting. It would be great if it happens to be with HSN product. That's always nice. And I do really want to thank all of you who do post and use the product and you include the item number for everybody. I think that's so helpful because we get so inspired by what you do and then people can go order it, which is really great. So preferably, I would like to see HSN products. But if you don't, we're still interested in quilting and sewing and all the kind of creativity that's out there. So please post away and please join our group. And it's really a special place. And I'm just so happy you all are excited about what we're doing on that group. All right, so here's what I do. I'll start out with some shout outs. And then I went a little crazy this week. And I picked a whole lot of you to feature. So I'm going to feature a whole bunch of crafts this week. So I promise I'll make the shout outs kind of shorter than normal, but here's why I do it. I want to get everybody on board with us. Also, if you see any products, thank you to it right there. We have a scan code now. We've made this so easy to shop. And oh, side note, a lot of our kits that we show, because we don't bring in a ton of them for the show, they sell out. So I'm going to point the scan code out so you can be first. And I think this first kit, I think you're going to truly love it. It's really neat what they put together for us. It's actually 3 pieces, but we'll get into it. But anyway, what you do is you turn on your phone, turn on the camera. You literally walk up to that scan code and you either get a yellow box automatically or a link. You hit it and it will take you right to the exact product we're on to order it without having to leave our experience. So it's pretty cool. It just makes it really fast and really easy to be able to shop with us. So use that new scan code. We're very proud of it. All right, so let's do some shout outs. Get everybody on board with us. Hey, everybody. Who's up first? Marilyn. She's very quick. She said, hey, Suzanne and Crafting Cuties from New Jersey. Can't wait. Hello. Myrna's back as well. Hello from Orlando, Florida. Hi, Myrna. Lori's here from Texas. Stefan's joining us from Palm Springs, California. He was actually my guest last week. And we actually have a card that was inspired by what Stefan did with us last week on the air. It was super cool to have one of you guys join me in the show. That was so neat. Kathy's here. She says, good evening from Cumberland, Maryland. Annette is joining us from Greensburg, PA. Jennifer's joining us from Tennessee. Antonia's here. She says, hi, Suzanne, Crafting Cutie, here on time. Yes, Antonia, you're on time tonight. And I do apologize because I have this on-air job I do that kind of takes priority. I know, whatever. But the times occasionally, if you're new, will switch a little bit according to what they have me doing on the air. So I really do appreciate all of you being patient with that. And normally we try to be at 8 o'clock on Tuesdays. So if you mark it on your calendar, put that alarm, set it. All right, Gail's joining us. She said, hi, everyone. And to me, this is the first time here. Hi, Gail. I hope you enjoy the show. Deborah's joining us from Texas. Carletta's joining us. She says, hello, Suzanne, DeWitt, and Evelyn. She's shouting out to the whole team here tonight. Linda's joining us from Michigan. Christina says, hi, I made it without falling asleep. Where are you from? Are you overseas? Because it's still somewhat early. I don't know, 8 o'clock. But that's what counts. You're here and you're awake. That's perfect. All right, Marianne's joining us from New York. And she says, New York is in the house. New York is in the house. Evelyn just got back from a WNBA game that was absolutely packed, like the largest game ever in the history of women's basketball. She's a huge she used to be a player. And she is a big women's basketball fan. She had the greatest time in her life. So there you go. Shout out to New York. And she was in New York watching the game. I have to complete that thought, didn't I?
She came back last night.
Yeah, she's got back last night. She's just dribbling. Okay, that is the worst joke. Just the worst.
God.
Hey, I used to be a point guard and co-captain of my basketball team.
That took me way too long to get.
But I pretty much stunk. People just liked me, so they made me co-captain. But I was pretty bad. I'm kind of bench warmer. Yeah, but you know what? I loved it. I played all 4 years in high school. Yeah, I loved, I didn't mind sitting on the bench. I really didn't. I was cool with it. I got in every now and then.
We'll have a shootout one day.
Oh, my Lord. Okay, I got to tell you a funny story. So I go to Portugal 2 summers ago, and my friends and I were walking around Portugal. It's a great town, or it's a great country. It's beautiful, and we're in Lisbon or wherever we were, right? And this guy was playing basketball. So me, being a smart butt, said, oh, I'm going to go play him, right? Now, I haven't played basketball forever. So my girlfriend said, now, needless to say, there was a couple drinks involved, okay? But
just a couple.
Just a couple, but enough that I was going to go play this guy basketball. I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, and I was not hammered. I couldn't do anything. I was so embarrassed. I came back and I bought a basketball, and I swore I was going to be, I can dribble, but man, I can't shoot for diddly squat. So we cannot go one-on-one.
There's a hoop right here.
I can't go one-on-one yet. I gotta get my shoot. Dribble, I'm fine, but I dribble all the time. I dribble on the air. I just dribble. I'm very good at that. Anyway, enough Oh, I know I'm a little scattered. By the way, sometimes we do sports talk on Tuesday nights because obviously I am a bit of a sports fan. Okay, so I'll keep going. All right, Debbie's here. She says, hi, Crafty and Cuties from Oregon. First timers on Facebook or on YouTube? On Facebook. Yeah. Barbara, Lucille, Carol Ann, and Robin. Hi. You are now officially Crafting Cuties because you've joined our show. All right, we've got Jacqueline and Deborah from Georgia, and Jeffrey's joining us as well. We've got Donna. She's joining us from here in Florida. Lori says, hello from New York City, Suzanne. Love your crafty shows. Oh, Lori, where do you live in New York City? Like, are you near Central Park? Are you wherever? I always love the idea of being super chic and living in New York. But then I get there, and about 3 days in, I can't find my way around at all. And then I have to leave. I'm like, I'm done with New York. I love visiting, but not for a very long time.
I love it.
All right, Brenda, watching from Kentucky. Antonia, hello from San Antonio, Texas. Lucy's from Palm Harbor, Florida. Barbara's joining us from Louisiana. Judy, so glad I remembered. Hi from Southern California, my second time. Hi, Judy. Welcome back, little crafting cutie. Tina from South Carolina. Loretta's joined us. She says, good evening from Texas. We have Donna from South Jersey. We have Trisha from Washington. Ada's joining us from Illinois. Another Donna from Jersey. Love it. Karen. Oh, no, Donna was spelling it correctly for me. Thank you. That was very nice, but I knew where you're from. Karen says, good evening from Maryland. Vicki from Mississippi, Carol from Cleveland, Ohio. I was in Cleveland. If you saw my regular Facebook page, Suzanne Runyon on HSN, you'll see me in front of the Christmas house. Me and my girlfriends, we do a yearly girls trip, and we ended up in Cleveland, and I love the Christmas story, and so I got my picture taken there. I went and bought ornaments and gifts in the little store across the street. It was really like a dream come true. So check that out on my Facebook page. Hello, Cleveland. Kimberly says, oh, hi, Suzanne and crew from Walla Walla, Washington. Deborah's joining us from New Jersey. Raymond from Rockford, Illinois. Hi, Raymond. Marjorie, she says, crafting cuties from PA. We have Janet from Ohio. Hello, I'm an Ohioan. We have Demetria joining us from Mississippi. Patricia says, happy crafting Tuesday from Reno. Janet, she says, is joining us from Kansas. Let's see, Connie from Las Vegas. Marilyn from Cutter Bay, Florida. Christina says, weather feels great in North Bergen, New Jersey. Don't get me started. It is so hot here that, like, it's miserably hot. Like you can't even breathe, it's so hot. So I'm very jealous if you have cold weather right now. All right, I'm gonna keep going because I know I gotta go. Barbara's first timer, hello. Agnes says hi to DeWitt and Evelyn as well. I got 1 minute, I got 1 minute. We have Teresa is here, Julie is here, Brenda Kay is back, Debbie is here, Gail is here, Angela is here, Kathy is here. We also have, look at me trying to get through it, Linda and Brenda. Wow, 1887, that's older than me. Yeah, it's older than me too, but just by a couple weeks. Yeah, this is cool. This is the kit you're buying this week. Here it is. You're going to buy a little teeny baby book. Anyway, we'll get into it. Yeah, for little hands, little scrapbooking is what we're going to do tonight. No, we'll get to it. That's just part of how cool the kit is. We have Cindy from Los Angeles, LA. Hello. Agnes is here. Kelly's here. My Don, Melanie, Donna. Lucille's joining us first time from Long Island. Hello. We have Julie. I know Donita's back. She said, yay, 10,000. Here we come. Yes, guys, please, if you've not joined our Facebook group, let's get to 10,000. I am so excited because it's growing so fast. And like I said, it's just a wonderful place to go to. But I really love it if you can contribute as well, because we're so, and be a big, I don't care if it's beginner stuff, or if you have questions, people ask everybody questions, then everybody jumps in to try to help. It's very cool. All right, so I'm getting the finger, the official finger from Evelyn, which means I got to keep going. All right, every week I do feature you guys and some of the things that you've posted on our Facebook group page, right? So here we go. I'm going to go a little quick only because I picked a lot this week. Sharon was first up and I thought this. She said, I use this making the Winter Story collection. She gives us the item number. How cool is this card? The dimensionality in this I thought was so terrific because she said, and you can tell, she goes, I love fussy cutting. So she cut out that house so it gives the card incredible dimension. And look at the background she included. She says, a simple yet effective Christmas card, beautiful papers, stamps by me, USA. All right, Miss Karen, she goes, love your story. This is another stamps by me. And actually, I'm using a Stamps by Me kit tonight that I'll feature in our first item that we're doing. So I love this beautiful image from Tony, Stamps by Me. Suitable for so many occasions, works beautifully with all your scenery stamps, and it's available to buy on HSN website now. Now, I wanted to point that out because I want you to see the background. I love how it looks like kind of a collage-y look. That's the stamping, but our first kit is going to work brilliantly to do that style of effect. So again, stick around. Agnes, so this is fun because I asked you guys if you bought our kits from our Tuesday night show or even on air on our craft days to please post your projects. And Agnes did this. She said, tried a draw line technique from Sheena Douglas, Crafter's Companion, for the background. I think that's really, really cool. And again, the kit we have coming up is going to help you do that technique. In fact, I'll try to ask, what? Am I having a brain fart? Andrew. I'm going to try to ask Andrew if he can kind of share with us how to make that technique, because we should be able to do it with our kit. So she said she loved that. Then she added embellishments from Diamond Press and another kit that was presented a few weeks ago on Suzanne Runyon on HSN. Very pleased with the results. So guys, all those the kit you see in the front, I think is still available. What you have to do is you have to go to search hsn.com and in the search engine put HSN Gets Crafty, right? And that'll take us to all the products we featured that are in stock that are only on Tuesday night shows. So hopefully that'll help you out. Okay, cute card, by the way. Dorothy, this is interesting because, again, I want to see what you guys are doing. I believe she did this with the Cricut. That's what I'm going with, or maybe stencil, I'm not sure, but I think Cricut. Made these penny banks out of glass blocks for my granddaughter's upcoming wedding. They'll have them at the reception, and we'll show the other side. Do you have the other side? Okay, this is cute. They have them at the reception. The one with the most money at the time of the cutting of the cake will get, yep, cake in their face. So it's clever and cruel all at the same time. And I'm pretty darn sure she did that with the Cricut. So I thought, what a fun thing for a wedding and very different. I thought you guys would like to see that. All right, Crafty Gal, these are just goofy and cute. Okay, so Diamond Press must have offered this. It wasn't in any of my shows, but must have offered it on our big crafting day recently. And they're Christmas bobbleheads. You can now make these cute bobbleheads with one of the Diamond Press kits. Isn't that cute? And then finally, last week we had Stefan Nye joined us, and he showed us this really cool stained glass technique that was brilliant, right? So I love it. Lucy was inspired inspired by that. And she said, these are my versions of the stained glass cards. So Lucy, thank you for trying that out. I hope you guys caught the show last week. Stefan was great and his technique was brilliant. And if you didn't see the show, you actually can see it on replay on YouTube, on our Facebook page, and also now we're streaming it on HSN Plus. All right, YouTubers, hi you guys, how are you? My crafting cuties on YouTube. Cindy's from North Carolina, Annie's here, she's a first timer. Color Divine Crafts is joining us, and Cheryl from Virginia. Well, welcome everybody on YouTube. All right, so now we're gonna jump into our first kit, so let's take a look here. Now, what I mentioned earlier is you saw the background techniques that a couple of you used on those cards, and I believe you can easily achieve them with this next kit. Also, watercolor is such a wonderful technique for a ton of things. Yes, doing actual watercolors, but I'm gonna do stamping and watercolors together so I can get the look of that I actually know how to paint, but I'm gonna cheat by using stamps to begin with. And the stamps that I'm gonna use, I'll tell you about it later. It is from Stamps by Me, so we'll get into that in just a second. But I'm so excited. For the first time ever, we have this beautiful, beautiful company who's joining us, and it's Sennelier. Sennelier, which is a French company, and they have put together this really cool, beautiful watercolor kit. Now I just want to show you because this is so neat. The kit itself is so clever. It has a little grip back there, right? And what you do is you slip your hand in here, and then when you open this up, guess what? You're going to be able to paint like the professionals, right? Now I did this, and I think watercolor with stamping and scrapbooking creates such cool effects, but you get these beautiful watercolor paints that we'll talk about. You're getting a brush that comes with this, and you can buy 2 extra brushes, which will give you the item number 4 and just, there it is, thanks guys. There's the 2 extra brushes, right? You're getting this in the main kit, and then I have to tell you, this is probably some of the most beautiful watercolor thick paper I've ever worked with. I stamped with it, I watercolored with it, I used it for card making. It is stunning. And so that is available as well. So you've got a couple different options, and there's actually, I don't know how many pages, 30 pages in this, and it's stunning. So there's 3 things. You can order the extra brushes, you can do the paint kit itself, and you can order the paper, and I would highly recommend it. And I think you'll be really excited about what you can do with it once you get it at home, especially if you ever want to try to paint. This is really the kind of that perfect collection. Well, joining me, I love it, is Andrew Cook, and he is the U.S. Education Manager for the company, and he joins us. And so, Andrew, welcome to the show for the very first time. I am beyond excited because we love exploring new techniques and new kits, to be honest with you. So thanks for being a part of the evening.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here, Suzanne. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Well, good. All right, so we get this little booklet that came with my kit, and I was so excited about it. But I would like for you, because you get the whole timeline of the company, is share the history of this company, because it's amazing how far back they've been around.
It really is. So I got to go to Paris last December and actually visit the Sennelier store. And that is where it all started. In 1887, the Sennelier family opened a art supply store, and they were making paint, they were making materials for the French Impressionists at the time. And I'm really excited today because they actually started with watercolor as one of the first mediums that they were creating for the French Impressionists. So we're kind of hearkening back to those original days. And then from there, they actually still have the Sennelier store in the exact same spot, this 130 plus years later. And wow. It's in its 4th generation of ownership. Sophie Sennelier runs the store now, and they are making so many more products and innovations than ever before. So 130 plus years from them. And then another one that is, we didn't mention how old it is Fabriano. And we actually call this pad 1264 because that's when they started making the paper in Fabriano, Italy.
Wow.
So that is 759 years ago this year.
Oh my gosh.
They are very, very old.
And I have to tell you, the paper is so different and so brilliant. Like, it's probably some of the most gorgeous paper. I just love the texture. And I stamped on it, I watercolored on it. I didn't have enough time to actually even try other things with it. But I will tell you that paper is exquisite paper. So guys, if you've never tried working with it, here's a really neat opportunity to be able to do that. Okay, so let me kind of break down the kits, Andrew, and then we're going to jump into what you're going to share with us, and then I'm going to jump in and start crafting on my end, or at least faux painting is what I call it. The first kit, just so you guys know, is the watercolor pad, spiral bound. Again, 30 sheets, 9 by 12. It's beautiful. It even is perforated, so when you rip it off, you don't have the spirally stuff on it. And this is a cold press system, which again, students and professional both really love this, and it works well for all wet techniques. You can scrub, you can lift on it, and again, Andrew's going to tell us more about it as he's working with it. It's $13.99. That is amazing, because this is exquisite, exquisite paper. Then we have the Essentials Acrylic Watercolor Brush Set of 2. Those are these 2 brushes, and again, Andrew will explain them in just a moment. Those are $19.99, and everything's on 3 flex right now. And kind of, I will tell you, the heart and soul is this, and it's so good. Their paints are amazing. This is a watercolor set. You can see you get all these brilliant colors. A teeny little bit goes a very long way. You get 12 colors with this. It's $49.99, plus you do get 1 brush that comes in the set, so that is included in this configuration. And again, we've got 3 flex on everything tonight. So Andrew, where do you want to start? Just kind of lead us into how to get started with this.
You know, I think we can start. You know, you've covered a lot of the details that I really like to cover, and the first one is the paper. So let's go ahead and open it, and I'm going to start playing a little bit with the paper. I'll use the colors. But I really like that you brought up the fact that you're using it for stamping and card making, because a lot of people, they see the name watercolor on the pad and we assume that it's really only going to work for watercolor, but it is such a versatile paper. And being able to create some of the effects that you want to use for other projects is really amazing. You can use it to do some backgrounds. You can cut it and collage with it. So I'm pulling out those little brushes. I love these little brushes because of how easy they travel. So if I am traveling, I can take them to a hotel with me. I can take them on the road with me. And then, of course, we have the colors. So one of the projects you were showing from the other day, you mentioned that it had that great background wash. I really love what they did with that. And so I wanted to kind of get a little bit of a fall effect today. I was going to do some fall trees. So instead of doing those fall trees, maybe I will do a little bit of an abstract wash that kind of indicates some fall trees. So I'm going to start with this really bright blue here, this primary blue. I squeezed a little bit out from my tubes already, and I can even let that dry in the tray there and come back to it later because the watercolor will reactivate. And I am just going to lay out a bit of that blue. I'm going to just add a whole bunch of clean water to it and let it do its thing. And that's kind of my horizon line. Let's imagine we're maybe on a lake or something. And I want to keep it really loose because, like I said, I may want to come back to it later and use this for the background in a card. I may want to be able to stamp on top of it. I may want to collage with it and cut it up. And if I treat it too precious as a painting itself, then I'm not going to want to do any of those other things to it. So I don't
Andrew,
mind,
real quick,
yeah.
I'm going to call back up Agnes's card because it's very similar to what you're doing. And she said she tried a draw line technique. So I just want everybody to get to reference what Andrew's kind of showing us how to do, which is so cool. So can we show Ag number 3? Yeah, it'd be number 3. So there it is. So Andrew, yeah, can you kind of walk us through kind of what we're seeing there and then how that relates to what you're working with as well?
So I'm not too familiar with anything called a draw line technique, so I'm not going to claim that that's what we're doing specifically, but seeing what's achieved there, it looks like a lot of really great color washes are going on. So you're adding a bunch of loose color, and because the page is getting wet, you're letting those colors interact with one another. So if I were to grab a little bit of yellow here, I can see that that yellow is going to start to really kind of bleed in and blend in with this blue. And then once that's done, it looks like they let the page dry and they were able to take a fine line pen or a marker, and then they could actually add in some of the line details that they wanted. Maybe that's what that technique is indicating.
Yes, I think so, but it's so fun But obviously they worked with watercolors to be able to achieve it. So it's so neat to see that we can do that, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So right now, since I created that kind of horizon line, I'm getting really loose in here with some of these yellows and reds, these fall colors, because if I'm imagining that there's some trees behind this, then we'll get these great fall colors. So I'm just going to kind of scribble that in, and I can come back to it later, paint on top, draw on top, chop it up. But using this paper specifically for all these wet techniques is really, really great because it's 140 pounds, which means that it'll take a lot of water and it won't stay all wrinkled up. You know, if we use drawing paper for this, it's going to want to curl up on us. So using a really heavyweight paper like this is really key.
And it doesn't even soak through.
No. So the page right behind is going to stay nice and clean. You can even paint on both sides if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's a big deal, you guys, because there's a lot of different art paper out there, and the problem is when you're using a lot, like you can't get this really cool background technique with your projects unless you use a lot of water. And unfortunately, there's a lot of bad art paper out there, and you end up, you know, it's sopping through, and then it becomes like this hot, horrible mess. So when I was saying earlier, if you've never tried this kind of quality of paper, which I hadn't, this is the first time I've ever used this brand, it is exceptional, ladies and guys. So I really, really hope some of you will get it. And it's so, I mean, I'm going to show you a tearing technique with it. And I tear stuff I always say when in doubt, tear it up. I tear stuff all the time. Guys, when you just start tearing with it and using that as part of your cards or scrapbooks or whatever, you'll be shocked at how gorgeous and I don't know, opulent it is, quite frankly. So Andrew, obviously I was just impressed as heck with this paper.
I love to hear that. I like that word opulent too. I want to play with that word. I like it.
You can. I allow you to do that. I've not trademarked it yet. Hey, I do want to make a couple of comments, Andrew, while you keep painting. Dorothy commented. She says, yes, she did use the Cricut. So, guys, the penny catcher that somebody's going to get cake shoved in their face. Now, Dorothy, you're going to have to send a picture of the cake shoved in the face when it happens at the wedding. Like, you can't leave us hanging.
Exactly.
You can't show us the project and not show the cake shoving. So Dorothy said that was hers. She did use the Cricut. She said she was excited that we showed it today. So thank you for posting it. We appreciate it. Sue said the stained glass was absolutely beautiful. Lucy says, oh my gosh, thank you for showing mine. Wow, great job, everyone. You're welcome, Lucy. Thanks for posting. Don said, I just used my bobbleheads in the mail today. Can't wait to make them. Or she just got them in the mail. Okay, so Tina has this. This is great. Carol says France does paint so well. And Tina says, I can't watercolor for crap. Please, please, please teach me. I appreciate her bluntness. Well, talk about that, Andrew, because I also say I'm not a good painter at all. And then Tina, I'm going to show you a technique that makes it look like you can sort of watercolor without having to be a watercolorist. But can you address Tina's problem?
You know, I do hear that a lot. People say that they're not an artist, they can't draw, they can't paint. But you know, as a lot of us know, especially in the craft world, you know, as long as we're having fun, then things end up turning out much more beautiful than we might anticipate. So doing something like this, where we're not thinking too much about the hard lines, where we're just letting the color do its thing, is a way that I always like people to start painting. Because you can see the color relationships, you can see how things are interacting, and then you can chop it up and use it for cards, you can use it for collage, you can stamp on top of it, you can even sew into it. This paper's heavyweight enough that you can stitch into it or embroider into it. So it takes a lot of different techniques that don't necessarily mean you have to be a painter.
Okay, so Teresa has a great question. She has a great question. She says, do watercolor papers need to be primed first with a water wash?
They don't. If you want to do an effect like this where you're getting a lot of bleeding, you can do a water wash. But if you're going for fine detail, then you just paint right on it. So if you're going to do a drawing, you can paint right into that drawing without having to worry about letting it get all wet and have the bleeding effects. So you do not need to prime it first, but you can.
Perfect. Okay, Bonnie says, I love Fabriano hot press for the smoothness. I'm a professional artist and that paper is great. This is cold press and has the rougher surface. She also loves Sennelier's H2Os. Does that make sense?
Yep. So the watercolors. And
water. Yeah,
the hot press, yeah. So the hot press is a very smooth paper. It's a little bit more challenging, and you can't necessarily get as many effects. So the cold press is the most common, and that's one of the reasons we have it today on the show, is because it's a great place to start. But I'm really happy to hear that she is already using and loving Fabriano paper.
Yeah, I'm all into this Fabriano. Like that, this is my new, precious paper at this point. Oh, only 5 minutes? Oh, shoot. Okay. I want to get a couple more. Agnes says she used my watercolor pins from AOC. This presentation is awesome. Thanks, Agnes. Joy said this looks so beautiful. Julie says, love the fairy dust sound. There you go, do it. Which he was right on time with that. Okay. Judy says, love watercolor painting. All right, guys, because we only have 5, because we have another guest joining me, let me show you a couple things that I did. Now, I'm combining some of the stuff and we can just split it because I don't want to miss what Andrew's doing. So do it if you get a chance. I'm just going to show you, I combined the next kit coming up with the watercolors, and I was just having fun really experimenting. So I just want you to see, I did just a really big wash, and I did gradient colors, and then I stamped a big stamp that's actually coming up next, and then we can create from there. This is actually going to go into a project that you'll see with the next kit, and then I came back and I did a little more watercoloring accent on that. Now I'm going to show you another technique. This is for Tina and for all of us who can't paint for diddly squat. Personally, she said crap. I think it was crap, right? I'm with you, Tina. I completely understand. So let me show you what I did. This is another kit. It's from Stamps by Me, and we're going to give you the item number. It's super cute, right? Now we don't have a scan code for it, so you got to order the old-fashioned way. It's 844172. It's a 66-piece set. It's called Winter Story for $24.95, and it's by Stamps by Me. So I'm going to show you this. So I took a piece of paper that comes out of this kit. Then what I did is I took a stamp from that exact same thing, and I actually stamped it on here, right? I stamped right directly with black ink onto my card. Then I was going to paint this whole thing, but I can't believe how fast time's flying. I went in with the watercolors, and guys, it's like paint by number almost, or just literally like color in a coloring book. I used the Stamp by Stamps on Me as my guide, and then I just watercolored in my colors. And I only used 2 colors on this. I used a red and I used the green. And what I love, and then I went back and I embossed it, so I'm going to try to turn it, I'm getting out of focus, aren't I? I'm going to try so you guys can see. I came back, stamped it with LDRS stamps in a brown to really bring up the design a little more, and then I embossed it. So it's got this, see that glistening glow? So Tina, for all of us who cannot paint for diddly squat, that's the trick. And Stamps by Me has a lot of really intricate, neat stamps. So does Crafter's Companion has a ton of like country scenery stamps, kind of English country stamps. So just do that. You stamp it in black and then come back and you paint it in. This one was just a wash in the background, just like kind of he's doing, but even less control. And then I stamped right smack on top of it. So I really, really hope by watching what Andrew's doing, you'll be encouraged to get the watercolor set and your mind will just go really crazy. Now I do want to show you one more thing because I could finish the card, but this is the paper that I stamped on. This is that beautiful art paper. And I want you to see, it's going to be I'll try to shade it, but look how it tears. Isn't that beautiful? And I thought it was interesting how well it took the stamp and also how bright the watercolors were when I painted it. So that just shows you 2 different ways and 2 different looks. But I am telling you, this paper is just out of control great. You will simply love it, love it, love it. And then the paints are exceptional. And by the way, a teeny amount goes a very long way. So while we do that, Cheryl, this is new for me. What is the little squiggly lines? Is that the paper itself? I don't know what Cheryl's asking.
Yeah, so you see within his Andrew's watercolor how there's actual like lines coming through the paint. Is that the actual texture of the paper?
Oh, okay. Good question.
So if we look, I'll pull it up a little closer. See if my camera will adjust. That is the texture of the paper kind of peeking through there. And the color is pooling to one side because I've added so much water and I'm just letting it do its own thing. So it definitely is the paper peeking through.
That's gorgeous. Isn't that fun? And it actually looks pretty easy to do.
I love what you've been working on. That is fantastic. I love the idea of incorporating stamps into it and then going back in and using the watercolor in there. It's amazing.
Thank you. Oh, I really appreciate that too. Yeah, I loved it because again, that is the cheater way for those of us who can't watercolor to get what looks like a watercolor effect, but we're really just relying on the stamp to be our guide. And then also, when you start playing with this freeform stuff, you're going to go crazy, like exactly what he's doing. And there's just, and also I'll let you know, guys, online on YouTube and all that kind of stuff, there are tons of watercolor techniques that are being used. Like I actually attempted to do splash and do dots on this, so I flicked the brush on it to get little flick marks in here, and I'll finish this project coming up with our next kit in just a second. Well, Andrew, you must come back again. This has been amazing. I would really love you to take us through more techniques when we have you back. I think that would be so cool to have you rejoin us, because I think everybody dreams of being some kind of an artist, like a watercolor artist, but most of us just don't think we can do it. But you've encouraged us.
You can do it, and I can't wait to be back. We'll have fun again.
I would love it. Thank you so much. It's been a delight.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Isn't that cool, you guys? Isn't that wonderful? So I hope you've been inspired. If you haven't started incorporating watercolor into your backgrounds, that's a really good place to start, because it's kind of like Smudge Fest, and then just have fun and don't be constrained by it. But then again, I hope you can use that stamping technique, because Stamps by Me, Crafter's Companion, a lot of the people we have who present on HSN and our craft shows have a lot of great scenery pieces. Stamps by Me especially does that. They have a lot of super artistic stamps that you can really use this whole watercolor technique with, and it'll amaze you how it just blossoms and really just gives you another completely high-end look when you're crafting. Yes?
Debbie wants to know how many pieces of paper in the pad. I think it's 30 sheets,
Yes.
right?
Debbie, just as a quick reminder, you're buying everything separately. So I thought the paint kit was really super cool. That's it, and it comes with one brush. You can order the 2 extra brushes, which are different thicknesses. And then, yes, there's 30 sheets. I'm telling you, this has got to be my new favorite paper. Like, I'm hoarding this. I've never, ever worked with anything as nice as this. And I thought I've worked with some decent art paper before, but this is gorgeous. And they're big, and they have a perforation on top, so when you rip this out, you don't have to cut off the, what do you call that? The junk. Yeah, you get the holy stuff. That stays on. I'll show you. You'll see it in the front of this right here. See how it stays on right there? So you don't have to cut that off separate. Love everything. And like I said, if you pick up the watercolors, the teeny, because they're so high end, this is French stuff, right? It's so high end, the teeniest little amount goes forever. Like, I literally just thought, I'll just do a little spot on here, and I used way too much paint to do my projects. All right, good. So wasn't that fun, you guys? I hope you loved it. Yes, there's my finished card. I did. So I hope that is encourage you guys to try watercolors. Hopefully that little technique will help you out. All right, now we have got to move on, because we have one of our favorites who is rejoining. You can leave it there. It's fine. You know what? Just leave it there, because you never know what I'm going to grab to do the next project. Thank you. Yeah, I don't either. You never know. I feel very inspired. I'm very inspired. Let's grab stuff. So here we go. Let me pull the next kit out. Oh, this is fun. And we have one of our favorite people back. She's so talented. And I have to thank her and the entire team, because they really scrambled tonight to join us. So here's what we're going to do. This next kit is so cool, and again, you've never seen it before, and what I love, it's from Studio Light, and this is called Grunge, and it's fall, and fall happens to be my favorite time of the year, and I thought it was so cool what they did with this kit. Now, you got a sneak peek when I was playing with the stamp already, okay? So it's called this Grunge collection, and this is the clear stamp that I worked with over here that you'll see what I'm going to do with. You get these really unusual dies. Now, can't wait to show you what these do. You're going to get these really cool fall leaves that go with it, and you're also going to get, watch, this is the coolest stencil. I guess the dies go on here, but it's a really, really super cool stencil. I did a different project with that one. And then, hello, the paper pad is phenomenal. Oh, there's that. Let me put this together. You see I used the kit today, right? I was busy with it. And then you get this amazing paper pad. Now the paper pad is called Autumn Spice, and it is 9.5 by 4, and there's 36 sheets, 18 colors total. It is the perfect fall palette. I love it because there's two-sided to each of these papers, which are absolutely beautiful, and so you get different shades to work with. It is a stunning, stunning paper pad. I guess there actually shows you all the colors that come with it. So Emily has rejoined us. We love it, from Ecstasy Crafts. She's one of our favy faves, and she is going to walk us through this kit, and we're both going to get busy with it. So Emily, welcome back. It's always good to see you, and thank you again for hustling for us tonight.
Like 30 minutes ago, I wasn't sure where we were going to be.
You made it.
But also, I don't know if you will notice, I got some flowers for our projects today.
Oh, that is so cute. Now hang on one second, because we are having audio issue, Emily. It's not coming through your earpieces. Because I want, and I want to make sure, because Emily is so talented and she's so creative. I want to make sure we can hear what she says. But you know what I'm going to do? I'll actually, if you guys want to, DeWitt, why don't you just go full on me, and then we're going to get Emily straightened out, because I want you to hear everything she has to say. And you know why we do that? Somebody's asking me about my Stamps by Me kit that I did that card with.
I think
so
we've got
let me show
it.
you it. Oh, do we have her? Yay, there you are. Okay, so here it is, the Stamps by Me, cute little stamps. It's really neat. These are the cool, funky that I loved. Hold on. See how this is? This is really cool. It says greetings, and they leave you a hole in the center because you put the little stamps here. It says greetings, joy, a whole bunch of sayings. And then you get the most beautiful paper pack. There's 66 pieces with vellums and cutouts as well. So if you like to fussy cut, you'll love that. So that is the Stamps by Me kit, and there's your item number. You just saw it. All right, Miss M, we got your audio in, so now we can get busy. I'll let you take it over.
Awesome. Everyone can hear me okay?
Oh, it's perfect, my love.
Awesome. Oh, that makes me happy. All right. So as you can see, I have quite a few different samples. And what I do love about this kit is that those all of these can be used in different ways. All right. So this is one here that I'll show off. You can kind of see. So this is the full die in use. And then we use some different patterned papers to layer it.
So cute.
And then with this, I just used the center die, the smallest one that came in the kit. I'll show that in a minute as well. I've got the dies here. So it's just the center one that it comes in. So you can use this on tons of different cards. It doesn't have to be just the fall ones, but I just used that with the white little square border around. And then I used some alcohol inks to really make the orange pop on this one. And then this one was used with some of the Lisa Horton inks. You can see like same stamp, just different styling really makes a different card. Mm-hmm. And then I used our Studio Light watercolor markers for this one and darkened it up a little bit more.
That's great. And again, watercolor, there you go. Now they have markers, but if you wanted to get our watercolor set, you could do the same thing. That's beautiful.
Exactly. So we just did a gatefold with the ends of the die pieces. We just cut off an end and then just taped it on the back. So that's with the die that it comes with.
And the
then these are
stencil that it
also the
comes
leaves
with.
here. Yeah,
And that
the
stencil
stencil.
too. Yep.
Yeah. And then this is another one. And this one you can really see how you can use the leaves. You can separate them or you can use them as like a border along the top here. And this one actually stands up, which is pretty cool.
Wait, explain to us what you did to get that metallic effect. Tell us what you did on that one.
So this is vellum, and then we used some of our shiny heat embossing powder from Cosmic Shimmer to get that shiny look. And then we used our metallic watercolor paints from Cosmic Shimmer as well to color this in. That's where you get that metallic-y color from, is the watercolor.
That's gorgeous.
And I think they're on your website as well, the watercolor. These are the Cosmic Shimmer ones, though, the metallic watercolor. The other one that I used was just the normal Studio Light.
So Studio Light, watercolor, and then Cosmic Shimmer watercolor.
Metallic. Yeah, it's a metallic. Yeah. They're paints. They're kind of different. So this is the brush one, and then this is just a paint that you use with the watercolor
that's paint,
tip brush.
not gilding. It's not gilding, right? We're trying to find it.
No.
Okay, so it's not gilding. It's going to be a metallic Cosmic Shimmer paint, right? Okay. Okay, good. We're going to try to find it while you keep going.
And I do want to also mention one thing that I did. I did another card here as well, where we used the Lisa Horton inks with the stencil, and then we just lined it up so it would like continue on the image. And you can also emboss with the stencil. I don't know if anyone's ever done that before. You can kind of see the light embossing on this.
Tell them the technique to do that, because I love that.
So all you do is you just need a little rubber mat for your embossing machine. You're gonna lay the mat down first, and then you're gonna put your cardstock down, and then you're gonna put your stencil over top, and that'll sandwich the paper and really make it pop through where the stencil holes are. And then this is the kind of end result you get. I like it just like this because it's kind of simple and plain, but I also find that these are two of the same colors, but this one was embossed and then stenciled, and I find it pops way better than just on the normal, just stenciling flat.
Do you mist the paper a little bit before you run it through for that technique?
You can. I didn't, just because I didn't think it needed it.
Great, perfect.
If you have thicker cardstock, it might help a bit more with that, but yeah, I didn't need to.
That's awesome. Those are beautiful, my gosh. Okay. Gosh, I love that. And that stencil's funky fun.
I love it too because you can use the center of the stencil, or you can use the borders of the stencil, create a little edge piece. There's two different styles of borders.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Coletta loves that stencil too. Carol's asking, how did you do the side edging on the gatefold card? You're going to show us that in a bit, right?
Yeah, I can show you what. So you literally, I don't have my embossing machine with me because it's been a night, but all you need to do is basically cut off the end of this, or you can even just layer it behind like this and then fold them in like that. And then I've added tape to the back of mine. All you do is you just tape the two, like these are two pieces just put together, and then you've got your gatefold.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that's smart.
Yeah,
so
easy as that.
So you ran the main die
cool.
through twice, or two layers of cardstock, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, got it. Okay, cool.
And then you can also do a card, which I think I might work on here, where you can also line it up here, and then you can tape this top piece together and open it up to have it more of like an actual card with a cool little edge.
Oh, that is cute. Okay, so I'm going to get busy. We're going to split the screen, and I'm going to make I have two cards to show you guys. I think they're very, very different. So Lisa, I want you to keep talking and keep going on. We're just going to split screen, and I'm going to create a way on my end. Well, let me explain it too, because she's not going to emboss it. What happens is this is your die. So you run it through like that, right? And it cuts this out. Now what I did is I wanted the leaves and I didn't want to waste the paper. So I actually I should have actually you'll see I'm going to cover up the hole, but I should have done it this way because I'm going to cover this up. I know, I'm going to cover up that center section with some stuff. So, here we go. So what's really cool is now on that one that you're working on, what you're you're doing the side card. That is so cool. I love that.
Yeah. And I really like with how these leaves are. You can cut them separate and you would never know that it wasn't one piece. Like they all look like they coordinate very nicely together. Like I added this to the bottom of the card just because I wanted something to make it pop a bit more. Decorate your card with it. I really like what you did with yours with the die cut in the middle of it. I never would have thought of that.
Well, I'm actually going to cover it up, but it's kind of fun. I mean, I could have left it like that and just put my little thing on there and be done with it, right? Like this, maybe a couple of
well,
leaves.
It looks good.
Kind of would have worked. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But I was thinking, I got to cover this up, which I'm going to. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the paper while you keep creating, because this paper is gorgeous.
Yes, I love how the paper, it's double-sided, obviously, but all of the colors coordinate together. So if you're looking for that perfect framing piece, edger piece, or pieces that just go together, it's all gonna match no matter really what papers you've got, which is nice. So you don't have to worry about finding pieces that look good together.
And just so you guys can see, so what I did is I actually ran this through the first time here, but I wanted more colors in my fall leaves. So I doubled up the cardstock that they sent me from the kit, and I ran it through once, and then you'll see I've cut all the little leaves out. But here's a quick little technique. I actually took a black ink pad and just scraped the edges to give this more of a fall look, and also to help the leaves kind of define themselves a bit more from the background. So there's just a little technique that I wanted to share with you guys that helps those leaves pop a little bit. The dyes are beautiful too, and they really are lovely.
Yeah, and they die cut super easily as well. I just can't remember how I'm putting this on my card. What way is?
Isn't that funny? You have the idea first, and then you're like, what did I do earlier?
There, I've got it. My brain is clicking. There we go. All right, yeah, so these colors look really nicely together, obviously. So from the paper pad, just not the brown one, I don't think. Or not the brown, the green one, sorry. The green one didn't come in the paper pad. Which, yeah, that's really the only color I took from somewhere else. And then I think I might stencil and do a little front stencil piece here with some orange and green.
And are you going to use the stencil that's included?
Absolutely.
All right. You know what I liked about it? You could use elements of it that aren't fall looking, or you can go full fall if you wanted to.
Exactly. All right. Should have gotten tape, but that's okay. Hopefully I don't move my stencil too much. This could look messy at the end.
Well, you were under the gun, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll forgive you. We understand. No, we love you guys because you're so supportive of what we do here, and you guys are so active with us, and we do. We appreciate all the. It's a lot of effort for my team and their team and everybody to pull this off every week. So we appreciate all of our partners who work so hard. It is very fun. I do love it. I have to admit, it's like my favorite time of the week. Okay, I'm going to check. I'm going to keep creating. You keep going too. I'm going to check online with you guys. Connie says these are beautiful. Such a great make. Love Studio Light. That was Coletta. Marilyn says, I love the differences of the three. They have the same stamp, really pretty. So Emily, she liked the fact that they had such three distinct looks using different mediums. Debbie said, gorgeous card. Carol said, how did you do the side edging on the gatefold? I guess we answered that one. Coletta loves your stencil that's included. Oh, guys, thank you, Jessica. The Cosmic Shimmer watercolor set. Jessica has put a link to it right there. So if you want to do the Cosmic Shimmer watercolor paint set, she's linked it. You literally hit that little link, and it'll take you right to shopping for that one. Roxanne goes, how smart is that? Yes, absolutely. Joy says these images would be beautiful with Andrew's watercolors. Yeah, totally agree, Joy. So if you guys don't have watercolors, certainly think about getting that set we had earlier. Donna says, where does the pumpkin come from? I don't see it on the stencil. That's going to be on the stamp, yeah. So can you show them that, Emily? Show the stamp kind of up close if you don't mind.
All right. So I'll take it out of the packaging just because it's a little hard to see with this glare. And then I'll also show you the backing of it. So this is what it looks like, obviously. And then this is a kind of a better image visual of the stamp itself. So you've got your beautiful little sunflowers in there, perfect for the fall time, your pumpkin, and I think this is a squash of some sort.
I think it is.
I'm not a big squash lover, so I wouldn't really know.
I'm glad you admitted it. Now we know. Oh my God, she's not a squash lover. Okay, yeah, so that's where we got the pumpkin. Also got a couple, people asking me pricing. I'm sorry about that, guys. This is such a good kit, you're gonna go crazy. It's $19.99. It's under 20 bucks. We have 3 flex pays. You're getting all the paper, which is so delicious in the color palette. You get that really cool grunge stamp. You're getting the stencil to go along with it. You're getting the complete die set that includes the leaves, and you can use these leaves on just everything you can imagine for fall. It'd be cute with the leaves would be to use them if you're doing name cards for for the Thanksgiving table if you just took all these leaves and made, and even if you just took this much of this whole die and put the name right there, right, and then use that for each of the table settings, that would be beautiful. So only $20 for the kit. Now, Agnes is very busy. She said, if I remember, she said, great kits tonight. I snagged them. It is definitely a snag. Lynn, there's the price, honey. I'm sorry I didn't mention earlier, $19.99, and we have 3 flex. If you use a major credit card, it's $6. What's wrong? $6.66.
It's a gourd, guys.
Oh, it's a gourd. Emily, it's a gourd.
Thank you, Janet.
Thank you. Did you just put that on here?
Is it in the squash family? Because I was close if it is.
Yeah, is it in the squad? Could be. We don't know if it's in the. Yeah, you were, but she's right. It's a gourd.
Ruth and Janet.
Oh my God, Julie goes, oh my gourd, beautiful. Oh, we got
funny.
the comedians on tonight. That's awesome. Oh, Myrna says the stencil is lovely. Oh my gourd. All right, guys, so if we can split again, you're watching Em. She's doing the inking technique, and that's on the raised version, right?
No, so this is just the flat one.
Oh, wow. That looks so beautiful. Now, here's what I'm going to do. So, again, oh, I'm sorry, Emily. I used the watercolors from our first kit and just literally just went like that, just all over the paper. This is my test stamp. I just wanted to see how the stamp was going to work. This is how it turned out. And then I came in and I added some details to it. If you want to, I could have left it plain, but I'm going to go ahead and finish my first card so I can get to my second card before we run out of time, because I went in a totally different direction. Now, notice I am covering up the holes. So there we go. And now, voila, my little card's finished. I am going to go in and show you that ink technique. Thank you. Normally I would do the little leaves by themselves, but what you do is you just take a black ink pad, and guys, especially if you're new, I know a lot of you know this one, but it is one of the greatest techniques ever, is you just go along and you just brush the sides of the edges. You can do it along here, whatever, and you can see how it makes this much more distinct and, quite frankly, I think more interesting. And it'll pull out some of the details you might not be able to see. The leaves have all the little, can you see that, guys? There's veins in them, like a real leaf would be. So when you get this at home, there's a ton of texture to the dyes that you're working with. Oh, I could probably see it better on yours, actually. So now what are you doing with yours?
I'm gonna stamp a little hello sentiment on the middle of it, just to make it a bit more of an actual card, because it looks a little bland to me.
Oh, shoot. Isn't that funny? It's like it needs a little something, something. And I just got ink on this. I'm going to try to rub it off.
It's like, hello, fall.
My head in the way, sorry. I know. You know what? I don't know about you, Emily, but fall is my favorite time in the year. So when I got this kit and I looked at the color palette, I was like, it just made my heart sing. I was like, yeah, fall is around the corner, even though it's 8,000 degrees here in Florida right now.
Yeah.
I mean, my God.
Well, it's starting to chill up a bit in Canada here. We had a lot of heat in July, but August has been a bit chilly. So I'm excited for fall. We're definitely feeling that weather.
Yeah. What's the temperature there today, just to make us all very jealous?
I think, well, for us, it's Celsius. So we were like, I think 22, 23 degrees Celsius.
Oh, darn. I don't know that. I don't know the Gourd family. All right, here we go. So, from YouTube, they're helping us over at YouTube. It's the Cucurbitaceae family. Like cucumber, Cucurbitaceae family, squash, pumpkin, cucumber, and watermelon. Watermelon and gourds and squash and all. Watermelon's considered part of that family? Oh, well, look at what we learned tonight. See, the stuff you learned watching our show.
Celsius is 71 degrees.
Thank you. 22 degrees Celsius is 71 degrees Fahrenheit. We're a very international show. Isn't that fabulous? All right, so while you do that one, guys, I took the stencil. As I was mentioning, I thought it was super cool, and I kind of went in a totally different direction with it, just to kind of show you. This is my second project, and it totally has nothing to do with holiday or Thanksgiving or fall. So what I did is I actually did this in a combination of my diamond press, very much like you saw Emily doing. I used 2 colors from diamond press on the stencil. And what I'm going to do is stick this down. And by the way, all the paper that I'm working with that's like this white stuff, that is from this, guys, from the paper that we had earlier. I fell in love with the texture. And There you go. Oh, you can see it kind of a little bit right there. See that? Look what happens when you do this technique with the ink you saw Emily do. It pulls out that texture immediately. So again, that's why I am digging the paper. I did this on that paper. I did this on the paper. Pretty much everything except that Stamps by Me card I did using the paper that we had on earlier, which is so pretty. Hey, Emily, do you ever get a chance to work with art paper like that?
I don't think we have that brand, so no.
But I mean, have you ever played with it just in general, like, you know, and just in your crafty pursuits?
Watercolor paper?
Yeah, just heavy duty watercolor paper with a lot of texture, rough?
Yes, I've used the Prism one from Hunky Dory. I like that one because it's still white. I noticed that some water paper or watercolor papers have like a yellow hue or undertone to them. So I have, and I do really like them for the watercolor, but also normal cardstock works too.
Okay. Yeah, I totally will. But I will tell you, I had a lot of fun using your stencil and my inks with this watercolor we have in the show tonight, only because anything that adds texture to it just makes life so much easier. Like your card just really, really pops so much better when you're doing it. I gotta get mine finished. We only have about a minute to go.
Yours looks like a watermelon almost. I love it.
It does kind of look watermelon. There we go. We're staying in the gourd family. Oh, the things we've learned tonight are so fabulous. You never know what we're going to talk about here in our show. But I want you to see,
This is what the
guys.
stamp looks like when it's not colored in. So it also looks really good just as
stunning.
it is stamped.
That's so pretty. Isn't that amazing? That stamp has a lot of detail to it.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I just want to show you guys, again, using the same thing. Don't forget, you don't have to stick with the traditional color palette just because, it's fall. But look what happens. And you did the same there, too. It's not traditional.
Yeah.
But isn't that fun how that worked out? I'm giving this one away. I have a bunch of thank you notes to do. All right, Miss M, I'm getting yet the finger again from Evelyn. She's been very busy doing that to me tonight. So I got to thank you. And again, I want to thank you guys for scrambling so quick because I know you had to move locations, but we love you all so much. You know that.
Well, thank you for having us, and thank you, DeWitt, for your patience and help. Hopefully, we'll see you guys soon, and everything will be back in the normal studio.
I love it. All right, sweetie, thank you. Tell everybody we said hey over there.
I will. Take care.
Okay, bye. Isn't that fun, you guys? Did you enjoy it? Wasn't this a good show? I was so excited about it. Debbie said that's pleasant temperature. Catherine says thank you. She ordered the set. Good for you. You're welcome. Loretta said love those pastel colors. Suzanne, thanks. Marilyn said the way the gourd is on the stamp makes it look like a girl's face with long hair. Oh, it kind of does, actually. Had to think about that for a second. Loretta says, thanks for another wonderful crafting night. Guys, if you want to shop all our items, you can literally touch the screen, use the scan code, go to hsn.com. It's really easy. And grab these kits. I know they're really limited. And please remember, if you haven't played with watercolor, I think this pad is exceptional. And these are just absolutely beautiful. And you really will have fun kind of taking your projects to a whole new level. Do the cheat thing, stamp first and then watercolor it in. It's like paint by number almost, or like it's like really using like a coloring book, and you're just coloring in the lines, and then you'll see some pretty cool results, I hope. All right, so we got to say goodbye for now. What's next week?
Wow.
Okay, we are taking the evening off next week. I know, it's very sad, and it's DeWitt's fault. It's his birthday. Happy birthday. Oh my gosh, you're not gonna, come on, you don't want to work on your birthday? Come on. Hey, who was here working on her birthday?
For like 3 days straight.
Yes, I literally worked. Okay, fine. But anyway, happy birthday to Wade. We love him so much, but we are taking next Tuesday off, so we'll see you the Tuesday after that. Now, that is a big craft day, right? Like big. We got me at midnight and then me again, and then we'll be on. We don't know if it's 9:30 or 10. Right now it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Is it 10? It could be 9:30. I'm sorry. But if you go to HSN Gets Crafty with me, Suzanne, our Facebook page, our group, then we'll make sure and repost the time and pin it to the top so you'll know. You know I love my crafting cuties. Welcome to everybody over on YouTube and on Facebook. And thank you for all of you who are new and hung out with me tonight. And I love you all so much. So happy crafting, happy creating, and I will see you soon. HSN Gets Crafty with Suzanne. Go check it out and make sure to join. Then you know what's going on these crazy Tuesday night shows. All right, love you guys. Bye.